Okay, it's story time.
Too many bubbles.
A story about mindfulness.
Mindfulness. And here it. Poo, poo, poo. Too many bubbles.
It all started with a thought, a sort of grumpy one. One little thought bubble. It bubbled up one day, a rough day, and just hung there. It followed Izzy around, hovering all day until it was time for bed. And when Izzy woke up the next day, it was still there, maybe a little bigger, and definitely not alone. At first, it was simply peculiar. But when another popped up, and another, they started to really get in the way of things. They cast a shadow on Izzy's day, a super shadowy shadow. More kept popping up. What do you see?
Bubbles. He's thinking so many things.
And what kind of thought was it?
Grumpy.
Until
Bubbles.
Izzy was pushed clean off the page. Something had to be done.
There was a dragon.
It's not a dragon. It's red.
Mouse.
A mouse. So she made her way to her secret spot. There was a little more space for all the bubbles.
Polar bear. Bubbles. A polar bear blowing bubbles. How strange. More bubbles.
Izzy took a deep breath in. Do a deep breath. Izzy let the deep breath out. You can help Izzy. Just gently blow on the bubbles. It's working. What's happening to the bubbles?
They're going away.
Izzy's big, deep breath made everything a little bit brighter.
The end. And now another rock.
What did Izzy do first when she had the grumpy thoughts?
Go to her secret spot.
Go to the special place for her?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it can help sometimes to go somewhere that helps us calm down. And then take some deep breaths. Okay, this is a story about being mindful. And here's another story
called
Chaiwala. That's about a different way of being mindful. This is being mindful, like paying attention.
Mindful to go downstairs.
No, we're going to do all these stories. The story is called Chaiwala. Next station, Jaipur. The train screeches to a halt. We have 10 minutes. Perfect time for chai. There is the Chaiwala. We run to get in line. Oh, Chaiwala, give me 2 cups, please. Clink, clink. I breathe in the scents of crushed ginger and cardamom, cloves and cinnamon sticks, plus a dash of black pepper.
She's going to know.
And here she's smelling the smell and going, The Chaiwala digs into the rustling tea leaves. 1 scoop, 2 scoops, more. A few spoons of sugar with a whole lot of milk boil and bubble together, perfectly sweet. To cool the steaming chai, he lifts the glass so high and pours it back and forth, back and forth. Our cups clink and clank as he places them on the stand. Oh, Chaiwala, how about some biscuits and rusk too? Dip once, dip twice, watch them melt before our eyes. The whistle blows loudly. I finish my last sip and smack my lips. Oh, Chaiwala, it gives me such delight to drink your tea. So in this book, they're drinking some tea, some chai, and they're paying attention to how much they enjoy it, everything that goes into it. The end. Is there a simple thing that you like to enjoy?
I like to enjoy school.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to join Grandma and Grandpa's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are you going to join, Mommy?
I like enjoying simple things too, like drinking a cup of tea or eating a yummy meal and just taking the time to pay attention to the smells, to the flavors, to the taste, the texture, what it feels like in your mouth, and the people that I'm eating with. So we're talking about mindfulness today. And this book is called Happy.
Happy.
Mindfulness. Mindfulness is all about connecting with ourselves and the world around us. Let's take a journey together to discover some simple steps on the path to happiness. Real life is right under our noses. We can miss it by rushing around. But stopping to smell life's sweet roses is where true happiness can be found. Listening. When we're still, there is space to listen to the sweet song of wind in the trees, the gruff rumble of cars in the distance, or the whisper of rustling leaves. Take a moment to stop and really listen to the sounds around you. Feeling. Even the darkest storm passes. The sun can't shine bright every day. We can sit with our feelings and notice how they roll through us, then blow away. What kinds of things make you feel happy?
Grandma and Grandpa's. Grandma and Grandpa's.
Reading books?
Eating books.
Looking at flowers?
Yes.
Listening?
I would do watch Papa do.
Relaxing. It's not just our minds we get trapped in. Our bodies can feel tension too. We can loosen our limbs when that happens. Like the sun from the clouds, we break through. Try tensing up all of your muscles and then relaxing them one by one. Tense, 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 tense. And relax. How did that feel?
He's doing that.
What's she doing?
He's doing his head.
Tasting. Whether hot, salty, sweet, or sour flavor, we taste and we chew and we feel. If we slow and we eat, we can savor the deliciousness of every meal. Do you notice different textures and flavors when you chew your food slowly?
I choose my food fast.
One thing you can try is at supper, you can try chewing your food slowly and seeing if it feels different. Is the flavor different? Is the texture different? Try that, okay? Touching. Touch calms the wildest emotions. We connect to the world all around when we dip our toes in the ocean or crunch crisp golden leaves on the ground. Close your eyes and see if you can tell what things are just by touching them. Discovering. Exploring is one of life's pleasures. Spot a penny, a shell, or a brook. The world's brimming with curious treasures for the people who take time to look. Look all around you and try to spot something you haven't noticed before. Smelling. When we're all tangled up in our worries, the cool air gets us grounded again. Wood smoke through the sharp tang of pine trees, or the freshness of earth after rain. Do the things you can smell make you feel anything or bring back any memories? Loving. The warmth of a hug can work wonders. Being happy is something you feed with a smile or a touch or a kindness. Even the tallest tree grows from a seed. Have you given someone a smile or a hug today? Appreciating. It feels good to give thanks at the day's end for the pink blushing sky overhead, a hot meal, comfy shoes, or a good friend, and the warmth of a soft, cozy bed. What good things have happened in your world today? Breathing. We breathe deep and expand like the galaxy. We breathe out many thousands of stars. And if ever we start to feel panicky, this reminds us of just who we are.
There's the moon.
Take a deep breath, hold it for 2 seconds, and then breathe out very slowly. Happiness. Real life is right under our noses. It's what's here, not the future or past. Every day is a fresh new adventure. Now we live in the moment, at last. How can you be more mindful each and every day? The end.
Jabari jumps.
Okay, our last story is Jabari Jumps.
Jabari jumps.
So this story uses one of the things that we talked about in some of the other books, which is taking a deep breath.
Jabari jumps needs goggles.
So in the book Bubbles, they talk about taking a deep breath and then blowing away the bubbles of grumpy thoughts. And in that book Happy, they talk about taking a deep breath and letting it out anytime that you're not feeling connected to yourself. And we'll see when Jabari does a deep breath.
I'm jumping onto diving board today. Jabari told his dad. Really, said his dad?
The diving board was high and maybe a little scary, but Jabari had finished his swimming lessons and passed his swim test, and now he was ready to jump. I'm a great jumper, said Jabari, so I'm not scared at all. Jabari watched the other kids climb the long ladder. They walked all the way out to the end of the board, as big as tiny bugs. Then they stood on the edge. They spread their arms and bent their knees and sprang up, 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 and then they dove down, down, down. Splash! Looks easy, Jabari said, but when his dad squeezed his hand, Jabari squeezed back. Jabari stood at the bottom of the ladder. He looked up. You can go before me if you want, he told the kid behind him. I need to think about what kind of special jump I'm going to do. Jabari thought and thought. Jabari started to climb up and up. This ladder is very tall, he thought. Are you okay? Called his dad. I'm just a little tired, said Jabari. Maybe you should climb down and take a tiny rest, said his dad. A tiny rest sounded like a good idea. When he got to the bottom, Jabari remembered something. I forgot to do my stretches, he said to his dad. Stretching is very important, said his dad. I think tomorrow might be a better day for jumping, Jabari said. They looked up at the diving board together. It's okay to feel a little scared, said his dad. Sometimes, if I feel a little scared, I take a deep breath and tell myself I am ready. And you know what? Sometimes it stops feeling scary and feels a little like a surprise. Jabari loves surprises. Jabari took a deep breath. I felt it fill his body from the ends of his hair right down to the tips of his toes. Jabari looked up. He began to climb. Up and up and up and up until he got to the top. Jabari stood up straight. He walked all the way to the end of the board. His toes curled around the rough edge. Jabari looked out as far as he could see. He felt like he was ready. I love surprises, he whispered. He took a deep breath. Can you take a deep breath? And spread his arms and bent his knees. Then he sprang up off the board, flying. Jabari hit the water with a splash. Down, down, down he went. And then back up, whoosh. Jabari, you did it, said his dad. I did it, said Jabari. I'm a great jumper. And you know what? What, said his papa.
Double backflip is next.
Surprise double backflip is next. The end. So that's our story time for today.
And those were some books about mindfulness. If you'd be interested in taking part in other all ages story times and would like to be added to our email list, just let us know. Goodbye!